Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jan Moses, currently live streaming here with the boys. We're going to be going over the content that we got today for the mic drop, headlined by El Capitan when it comes to all things New York Knicks in the 2024-2025 season, at least. Galaxy Opal, Jalen Brunson. I did see a couple of people get this card out of their Hidden Gems pack from the $100 Hall of Fame bundle that was available to all of us during Thanksgiving. I did not open it because I saw a lot of people, including my guy Toby, who's in chat right now, get some really bad Galaxy Opals, such as the John Stockton that Toby got. And Jalen Brunson, objectively, is probably not a great card to get out of that Galaxy Opal pack if you did get him. But I do think for a 6'2 point guard, he's as good as it gets. I mean, defensively, he's not going to be anything crazy good, but his animations are so good. 13 Hall of Famers on this guy. But, I mean, not a lot of great defensive back. He has gold on-ball menace. Okay, this is the best card in the game. I don't care what anyone tells you. I don't care if Ty Debo or who else this card reviews, like a JC2K or whoever else comes out and says that this card's going to suck because he's undersized. Okay, they clearly don't know what they're talking about, okay? Trust me. Trust me. I'm not biased, okay? I promise. Yeah, we're not going to look at all his ratings, but, you know, his card looks pretty damn good. But no one's going to get him, so it doesn't really matter. One thing that I want to point out really quickly that I'm kind of intrigued by, first of all, this Josh Hart card, I'm going to try to comp him. If I can't get him today, I'm going to comp him when Super Packs drop because I want to get this card, and I'm really hoping that his price will drop because people are going to see that he's a 6'4", power forward, small forward, which he's, again, objectively undersized for, but I'm a Knicks fan. I love Josh Hart. He is the closest thing we've had to John Starks in New York since John Starks. I want this guy in my lineup, and I will find a way to make him work, even if I just use him for offline play. Paul George is what I wanted to talk about. There's only one of them up right now. His Hidden Gems only showed small forward as the position that he could play. Did not show power forward. But now that he's not a Hidden Gems, now that he is in the mic drop set, his position has changed to small forward, power forward. And I mention that because there are a number of Hidden Gems cards that I have, such as Diamond James Silas, who's a 6'1" shooting guard, and he can only play shooting guard. It does give me hope that some of those cards that maybe you have in your collection that you don't find to be usable because of their position lock might get their position updated once they come out in a set. So if you have a guy like a James Silas, if you have a Ruby, I think it's like Frank Selvey, for example. I forget if Frank Selvey is the Gems of the Game card or a Hidden Gems, but basically my point is, if you have cards that are in the Hidden Gems collection and only have one position, they might get that updated once they come out into a proper collection. So keep an eye on that. We'll see if we end up adding Paul George. I don't think, yeah, I don't know if I'm really in love with this card because he doesn't have the badge that I was hoping he would have defensively. Like, he's less of a 3-and-D player and more of like a jack of all trades, master of none. He needs his jumper to be good, like really good, for this card to be worth the 1,200 salary, because otherwise I would much rather bring in almost any of the other Ruby NBA storylines players. I mean, I'd rather bring in Zachary Reese-Shea over him, even though I don't like Zachary's jumper, because Zachary, I think, is a much better card overall, has much better badges. You know, this Paul George only has 7 gold badges. So, you know, do with that information what you will. Let's take a quick look at some of these other cards. Robert Horry, who's 800 salary and 84 3-pointer. 62 speed is really rough on Robert Horry because now you would have to run him at power forward, and at 62 speed, even if he's coming off the bench for you in salary cap, unless that jumper is absolute butter, he's going to get abused. Absolutely abused. You know what really sucks about this set? We have 1 Sapphire, 1 Ruby, and then it's just Amethyst. And the Amethyst, I mean, Andrew Bogut's probably not going to do anything for us. Darius Miles could be really good. 1 Hall of Famer, 15 gold badges, gold on-ball menace, 2,000 salary. This is a card I would strongly consider picking up. I don't know what his jumper is like, but defensively the card looks great. Speed-wise, the card looks great. 6'9" small forward. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued. Q-Rich. I'm not really going to go too in-depth on these diamonds. We're just going to kind of leave it at that because the main point of this video is for me to go over the agendas, which don't look to be all that bad. None of them require online play, but you can get them done online if you're like me and you're going to try to play salary cap to try to get those shatter prize pieces for the Pink Diamond Hidden Gems cards. So, first agenda, 61 points with a player in a game. If you're a real Knicks fan, put down in the comments When this happened last year, I'll give you a few seconds, and then I'll tell you. Let me sip my coffee real quick. While we're waiting, Hoops is in chat. What's up, Hoops? He says Darius Miles has Brook Lopez jumper. I think Brook Lopez had a pretty bad jumper last year. So maybe don't get Darius Miles, but we'll have to see. I'm sure someone else will do a gameplay on him. It depends on the price and everything as well. But ratings-wise, card looks really good. So yes, 61 points. I think Jalen Brunson had this against San Antonio last year. It was a really fun, I think it was a Friday night game, where I think Wemby had 40 points and 20 boards as well. And the Knicks ended up losing, which was so frustrating because Brunson was on an all-time heater. That was one of the most impressive scoring performances I've ever seen by a player wearing a Knicks uniform. So make 9 threes in a breakout game. When I originally saw this, I thought this would be very difficult. I feel like your best bet is going to be to do this in you can do this more than likely in a full game lineup or in clutch time, and then you got to probably just foul once you hit the 2-minute mark in a clutch time, so that you can force your opponent to go to the line and stop the clock. And I would really try to make your opponent, to make the CPU shoot very early on in the shot clock, so that their time of possession is reduced and you have more shots to take and hopefully make threes. So, I don't think this is going to be all that bad. You just have to be a little careful with the clock when you're playing those breakout games for trying to make 9 3-pointers. 22 boards with power forwards over multiple games. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. 75 assists. You should get that also done naturally just by playing the game over the course of the week. 30 fast break points. This is going to be a little annoying, but this will probably also just come with time. I would just, naturally, if you get a rebound, try to get that fast outlet out there and try to go and score as quickly as you can. And then win a game using 3 NBA storylines players. NBA storylines is now like a triggering phrase for me after I gassed up that entire set. And then 2K, they could have already... they had already upset me by making it so difficult to get these cards, by making it where the packs that they were in the store were super packs, and then we had a handful of NBA deluxe packs, or NBA storylines deluxe packs, I should say, which was nice, but, I would like if we would have had the opportunity to get more sellable versions of these cards so that we could see the auction house more flooded, so that we could access them. So 2K could have just stopped there at limiting the supply of these NBA storylines players, but no, they had to go in and maximize the salary value of all those cards. It's really, really frustrating, and I'm done ranting now. I'm really sorry. I apologize. Just win a game using 3 of those players. If you've been on the game at all, since the weekend, you should have had access to a couple of these NBA storylines deluxe packs. So hopefully you have 3. If not, try to go and buy some of those emeralds, like a Jonathan Mogbo or whatever his name is, because those players aren't really all that in demand. Although I'm sure if you were to go to take a look at the NBA storylines collection, we're probably not going to see that many of them for cheap. Yeah, I haven't even seen an Alexander Sarr under that 16K value that I was hoping I would see him at. Not Ryan Dunn. Who else do I care about? Let's look at Zach Edey, for example, who's probably still, 17K. That's very exciting. Yeah, a guy like Jonathan Mogbo, maybe you can get him for cheap. Of course, there's only one on Xbox. Only one of this guy, too, Quita. Yeah, so if you're missing these players, go out there and get them. I did add Tristan Da Silva and Ryan Dunn. They're in my auction house. I got to add them for salary cap purposes. But anyways, completing all those agendas, you'll get a 10-pack box. And while I don't believe that the 10-pack boxes that we get from agendas have the same odds as these, it does show that we have, if they are the same odds, a 4.2% chance at getting a diamond, a 1% chance at getting a pink diamond, and a sub 1% chance at getting that Jalen Brunson card. It's pretty frustrating. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Are there any deluxe packs in this set? No, I didn't think there would be. That would be kind of cheese because we have 1 sapphire and 1 ruby, and then the rest are amethyst and up. So, yeah. Anyways, that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, I'll see you later.